So yeah, introduce yourself. Tell me your name, your business, and what you do.
Okay, my name is Paul Ren. My company is Control and Change, and I'm a hypnotist.
Amazing.
So I do hypnosis, both trance-based and non-trance, for things, all the big things like anxiety, depression, fears and phobias. But also some of the nicer things, boosting up our confidence, being able to present in front of the camera, sometimes driving anxiety, which can affect people, or getting them on a plane to have their nice holiday. And some of the strange ones that are always a bit fun, like some phobias of slippers or tomatoes and stuff like that, which you think, oh, wouldn't have expected that. But
Mine would be a chalkboard.
Chalkboard?
I can't touch chalk.
No?
It's awful. Yeah, even the thought, I'm like,
Is it the grating sound?
It's actually the texture. I genuinely can't. I couldn't even pick up chalk, let alone write with it or anything. I can feel my whole mouth go blah. And yeah, it's just so yeah. How amazing. So what does what's your business for then? You say like hypnotherapy, is it for everyone and anyone, or
literally everyone and everyone? I normally work from sort of teenage years up, but we can treat as young as about 6 or 7.
Wow.
My oldest client at the moment is 85, so it can be anyone in between. And it's also, yes, it's about, I always like to say it's about change. It's either do you live with something and, like chalk, probably not going to be a big thing for you. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to stop you from really, unless your kids come in and say, play with this, mum, and you'll be like, no thanks. But it's not going to change your life, so it's not going to hinder your life, so you can probably live with that one.
Yeah.
But if you was terrified of flying, then you're never going to go on holiday. You're never going to leave the country. So that one would impact you. Or obviously in your business, if you was terrified of being in front of the camera or recording.
Yeah.
You've done an awesome presentation today. So imagine if you were suddenly scared of presenting to people.
Yes.
That would affect your life and affect your business. So it's looking at how does it affect my life, and when is the time to change. And I always say to people, 3 things. If you know what you want to change, that change has got to be you, and the time is now, you'll be able to change it. And it can be things like smoking, it can be drinking as well. My own personal one was 30 years phobia of dogs.
Right, okay.
Terrified of dogs. Nearly got run over several times trying to run away from a dog off lead. And the last 4 or 5 years, I've had my own dog, and we play fights. You choose my hand. There is no fear, and I love that. So, and now I can go out in a park, walk the dog, approach up a dog, stroke the dogs, and there's no fear. So that bit, although for that 30 years, I didn't need to change it. When you look at my 2 kids and they're staring at me saying, "Daddy, can we have a puppy?" Yeah, they had the sad eyes.
I need a puppy.
Yes, they did exactly that. And one of them called me out on it. You help people get rid of fears, don't you, Daddy? How? Yes.
Oh, don't you hate it when kids get smart like that?
She called me dead to rights. So I was like, yes, you're right. So she was looking at me and so can we get a dog? Okay. So then I went away, had a couple of sessions, come back, looked after a dog for a day. And late that day I was watching the football and I didn't realise I was actually stroking the dog. His dog's head was on my lap.
Wow.
My wife came in, oh my God. And I was like, what?
We can get a puppy.
Yes, exactly right. He went about that way.
Oh, wow. So what is it that got you into doing this then?
That's a good question. It's not. I can almost remember. The main part of it was back in the day. I used to be an IT engineer, and I used to drive and fly all around the country doing troubleshooting and all sorts of different stuff. And life was good, earning money, company car, everything was good. And the wife had just gone down to part time. We put down a nice big deposit on our 10th anniversary cruise. So we were like, yes, everything's great, brilliant. And she said, oh, yeah, we can do that mortgage. Yeah, okay, we do all of that. 2 weeks into that, I get a little letter in the post. We might make you redundant within a month.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. That was along with a few others.
Yeah.
Choice
ones in between, yeah.
Yes, a few other ones. So I was like, right, okay, I can't do anything with it today. Right, let's just go through it. So we started the process. But about a week in, I then had to drive from Chatham to Reading every single day, 2.5 to 3 hours after dropping the kids off. So I dropped one to nursery, one to school, barrel around the M25, try and do the job really, really fast to get back in time for my wife to go on nights. And I take her, and the stress. And on day 3, let's close the M4. Yeah, I sat there and I was just like, right, okay, hands free, let's phone the weld. Can you pick up this one, drop this one here, feed this one? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it was absolute stress as hell. And I just remember at one point just thinking, I just want to get out of the car, walk off, and not bother with any of this.
Right.
Clearly, I couldn't do that. And one of the people I called to get some help with the children was my sister. And she said, I've just been to a really, really nice network meeting. I met this guy and he's doing a stress workshop next week. So is he?
Really, I could do with this.
I was like, right, brilliant, I'll phone him now. So I phoned him there and then in the car, booked on. I went in like this. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I come out, it's like, right, okay, I can't control any of that, but I can control how I respond to it. So I'm going to be chilled, I'm going to relax, I'm going to do the right process, get through the next couple of weeks. And the change was amazing. I was just like, oh my God. And luckily, I did get made redundant. So I was like, right, okay, got some money. I don't want to go through that stress again. What can I do about it? So I went back to him and I said, do you train? He goes, oh, I do.
No way.
He goes, I'm doing the training next month. Book me on it. And I booked on it, went through the training, passed, and I was already like probably 99% hooked. And then in that process, I had to do a case study. And you go and find 3 people, free of charge, that you can help. So one was a smoker. She stopped after one session. Another
One session?
One session. I was like, one? And she goes, yeah, I've been smoking for 20 years. It's like, right, okay, that's magic. Another guy was a needle phobia and went straight out, had his operation upon. I was like, right, okay, brilliant. I'm on to a winner here. This is really good. And then there was a guy for heights and he said, I can't even stand on a chair. And I was thinking, oh, this one might be a bit tough. He goes, yeah, and sometimes I want to get on the flat roof and fix that. And I'm like, there's no way I can do that. I can't even change the light bulbs. Okay, let's do this then. So we did the first session. He drove home on the M2 on the outside lane and he was looking down and he drove straight home. We went home, changed the light bulb. I was like, oh my God. Okay, brilliant. Session 2, he goes, oh, brilliant. I've just been up on the roof and changed the tile and I've sorted out some stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on here
This
then?
is working.
This is working. And then on the third one, he sent me some pictures of him on the London Eye taking photos.
Shut the front door.
No, from London Eye. This is a guy who couldn't walk around Blue Water on the top near the door, away from the shop.
No.
Right by the barrier. He couldn't do that. He had to be at the shop end. And he's on the London Eye taking pictures. That was it. I was like 110% in then. I was like, right, that's it. So I started to develop the business. And
You sold it to yourself.
I sold it to myself, yeah. And that was it. But here's the weird thing. This one will make you really laugh, Rachel. In that session, I didn't know until 2 months later, I'd actually got rid of my own fear of heights without knowing it. By getting rid of his, my mind had got rid of mine, and I didn't know. And I was out doing a bit of gardening. I've gone up the ladder, and I only was like literally just, I'll do a little bit here, a little bit here. And the ladder moved, and I looked down, and I was like,
Can't I?
I'm all right. And then I looked up, I was level with a lamppost. I'd gone all the way to the top of the ladder,
Shoot.
and I was like, I'm not scared. And it had gone.
Oh my goodness.
And when I come back down, the funny bit is I come down and pull it all away and I thought, oh my God, that's it. I'm not scared now. Brilliant. I'm awesome. My wife come home and said, when did your dad come round and help you in the garden? And I was like, Dad didn't come round. What do you mean? She goes, but you done the top branches. I said, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I did.
And she wouldn't believe me. She said,
No way.
She said, you can't get up there because you're scared of ladders. I was like, no, not anymore. And it's gone.
See, that's so amazing. Like, as you've said, like, talking about your fear, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really have any fears. And do you know what? Like, because I think I've lived with it for so long, and I say it doesn't really hinder me, but I'm afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hinder me. I sleep with a nightlight, and an eye mask, but we won't go into that one because that confuses a lot of people. But it's little things like that, because I then have to be in moments that I'm brave for the children if we have like a power outage, but I can't be the mum I need to be in that moment, or when we're walking down the street and like it is dark. Like, you become that protector because I have to for my children, but actually I need to, like, that is a fear I kind of need to get over. So would absolutely like look at tapping into that and sort of
Excellent.
getting rid of that. Be sat in a dark room. I can scare the crap out of him. I'd love that.
That'd be brilliant.
Amazing. So you've ended up selling it to yourself and curing yourself along the way.
That's right.
Of different fears.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. It's like blown my mind. I'm like, wow, yes, I need this now in my life. So
Yeah,
So
happy
how
to
do people find you and reach out and to talk to you?
And I'm on all the social media platforms, so obviously, and they can go to controlandchange.co.uk for the website, and obviously look me up Facebook, Instagram, and all the other socials as well.
Fantastic. And do you work one-to-one in person, or can they do it online and things like that?
Both, actually. When I first started, it was all in person, obviously. Then the lovely COVID come along, and it was all on Zoom. And now it's a mixture. I mean, I always say I prefer in person. It's lovely.
Of course.
So people can see me at either Chatham and Gillingham or Rainham clinics. But obviously overseas now, it's great because I can now do overseas and all around the country. So it's nice that I can do international work. And also through this, I can now work with an international therapist. So I will treat people in their country and I will treat people in mine, and we will join together. We've got 6 of us making a collaboration now.
Wow.
That one's called the controlpractitioners.com. They are international, and the great thing about them is we have signed up to like a little working agreement that we will try and get back, well, we will actually get back to you within 24 hours of contact. So no big long waiting lists. You'll get a free session within 7 days, and you'll get your treatment plan that you can actually start to work on and look at within a fortnight. So
That's
none of this
huge.
6-8 weeks of waiting or months of waiting. You'll get all of this.
That in itself is life-changing for people, because they've waited 30 years dealing with
Yeah.
a fear, and now they're like, okay, great, now I've finally felt confident enough to reach out, but I've got 8 to 10 weeks to wait. And you're saying within 2 weeks they're already starting their plan and
That's it.
underway.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's why we wanted to team up, and then that way we can do it over time zones as well. So we can have an American guy, a Portuguese. We've got a British-speaking lady who lives in Portugal. We've got some people living in Ireland and Spain, so they can all collaborate together. And of course, we can reach people at different times. And if I'm really, really busy, then they can step in. So it works really well.
Fantastic. How have you found today at ZC Live?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. I've got so many notes, so many recordings. It's fantastic. But yeah, I've met so many nice people. Zoe does amazing events and never fails to deliver. But the Canva one blew me away. I got so much information from that one. I already love Metrical, but now I never knew it does half the stuff it does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that you could do competitors analysis and you can do some of the stuff. I'm like, right, I'm going to go and play with that now. And chatting with you and Ben, that's been. Watching your presentation was really, really good. And you wouldn't believe that was your first big one.
Oh,
No, you did it
Dumb and
naturally.
Dumber off at
No,
the top.
you did it lovely, and it's inspiring because I like to help people with a fear of public speaking, because I wouldn't normally do group chats. So when it gets to 30 to 50 in a room, I would start to get nervous, and I normally wouldn't do them, whereas I now can do them. I'm working with Zoe because I want to do ones to 300-400 people like that.
Yeah.
Quite happily now. So watching you and listening, and now working on sort of camera, that's what I want to do going forward. But today has been, yeah, absolutely amazing.
Oh, amazing. It's so amazing to meet you. Thank you for your lovely words for us
No
there
worries.
as well. And however we can support you, we will. We will put all of your links on your video so people can reach out to you and the collective and start getting the help that they need to better their lives and become their true selves as well. So thank
lovely.
you so much
No,
for coming
thank you,
over.
Rachel. Yeah,
Of course.
loved it.